Erik Peterson, Proven Realty, broker by EXP, and I'm sitting here with everybody's Taylor Dawson. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. So tell everybody exactly what it is that you're doing now and a little bit more about your organization and all the things that you guys do.
I'm the marketing coordinator for Visit Williston, most commonly known as the Williston CVB or Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Williston, North Dakota. We are the official destination marketing organization. And in fewer words, it just means that it's our job to promote Williston to visitors.
And nobody's better at that than you. I first met you at the county
Yep.
back in the day, hustling in the planning and zoning.
Yep.
You knew more about this town and more about what was going on than anybody that I'd ever come in contact with.
Yeah.
You had great levels of customer service and always took care of everybody, but you always knew the deets, right? You always knew what was happening.
I know not to be dangerous, for sure.
Right. And then that led into your career at 701 Title in the title industry, seeing all these real estate transactions and knowing about what's going on. But always, if I needed to know something about what was happening in Williston, North Dakota, I always called you.
Yes.
So I can't imagine a more perfect role.
Yes. Back to my roots in marketing.
Yeah. And clearly I spent a better part of a month trying to solicit her to come on the Proven team, and I was close. But I really believe...
Played a good game.
Yeah, played a good game. I had a strong game, just timing wasn't great.
It wasn't right.
But more importantly, I think those skills have really transitioned into your new role here, and that you're the perfect fit in this community. Tell us about how it's been going so far, and what do you think so far of the role and the organization?
I would like to think it's going really well. I've had a great time. It's a perfect fit. I get to do the thing that I was doing most before, which is tell all the people why it's so awesome to visit Williston.
Yep.
I've been doing it unpaid for the past decade here.
Sure.
I moved here on a 2-year plan back in the height of the boom, and here we are 10 years later, have a house, husband, kids, and this awesome community that we live in.
Right, and it's hard to give up our home state. Both from Montana.
It is, yeah, go Chris.
Yeah, that's right. Beautiful places. We're used to the mountains, the retail, all of those things that everybody says that Williston doesn't have. And much like everybody else, we came here for just a couple of years, and next thing you know, we're never leaving again.
Never.
Right? You're raising your kids. This is the place. This is the community. Family-oriented. Lots of fun things going on in the community. Lots of support. And more importantly, we're finally getting the infrastructure. The retail, the shopping, the stores, and specifically a new water park.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting. And we'll talk about your involvement in Williston Community Builders and all the fundraising you've done for that project and others. But also the other big thing that's happening here is we finally got a new grade school.
Yep.
Right? Like the one thing that we were missing in Williston, education, that was kind of the one knock on us, so to speak. Tell us a little bit about that and how excited are you that it's literally out your back door?
Yeah, I'm thrilled. If you step on our front porch right here, you'll see it right off to the west. As a mom, I couldn't be more excited. I've got a kid getting ready to go into kindergarten, and class sizes are pretty large right now, but just giving the students the space that they need, the teachers the space and the resources that they need. It's going to give a little relief to all the existing schools, so couldn't come at a much more needed time.
So in addition to being the best hype person for Williston that I've ever met, what else is involved in your role here now?
Obviously, we love to tell people about the great events we have, the wonderful outdoors we have. Somebody coming from Montana, I grew up in a fishing and hunting family, translates perfectly over here with all the opportunities we have with that. And then with the CVB, we also help anybody that's looking to bring an event to town. We have complimentary services. We can help with setting up registrations, arranging for transportation, hotel blocks, any questions that people have. We can help you coordinate your event, make it a success. We've got partners here with the hotels, restaurants, and just helping promote the event.
And not only in Williston, the surrounding areas. As I'm looking at this wall, I see Fargo, I see Medora, obviously Watford City just down the road. All of those are really great. Now tell us a little bit about what your experience, raising a family here in Williston is, and then what could somebody who's never been to Williston before, what could they expect once they move here?
Okay. So being here, raising a family, what I think I've enjoyed most is the community and the support. I actually moved here from Montana and have no family here. And that seems challenging for a little bit. Having 2 little kids, no grandparents, no aunts or uncles to have them, go away for the weekend, so to speak. But we have made our own family here. Just meeting people through work. Actually, most of it was through work and community service events, and have formed lifelong friendships who are now the aunts and uncles to our children. It's safe. Like, my kids spend in the summertime every day outside in the front yard, riding their scooters, going across the street to the park. One of the things we love is the number of parks in town, and the quality of them. That's something I didn't even take note of until I went back home, and we've gone to another park in a similar sized city, and you just forget what the quality of the amenities that we have in Williston.
Right.
Because for the most part, it's all new.
Sure.
It feels like everything in town's been upgraded.
Yeah.
You don't go into a rundown gas station. Everything's within the decade. Everything looks fresh. Everything's clean, it's safe, it's bright. The parks are clean. Parks and Rec does a phenomenal job of keeping the parks picked up and ready for all kids' playgrounds.
And just think like the music in the park.
Oh yeah.
Right, the Chokecherry Festival and all these really great family-oriented activities.
Yeah.
Band days, another one.
At the CVB alone, we put on 4 of our own events. So we have
tell us about those.
Williston Sport and Rec Show. That's our next one coming up. It'll be in about 2 weeks, the end of March. So we're bringing in all the boat, ATV, side-by-side, RV camper.
All the fun toys.
All the fun ones. Yeah, come in, window shop. We're still in the tail end of winter here, so I'm sure some people still have hot tubs at the top of mind. So come in, window shop. Get the smoking deals at the show. So end of March is that. We have Band Day, which is in its 90th year. So
wow.
Yeah, almost a century-old-long event.
And if you haven't been to Band Day, it happens in May. What weekend is that typically?
Mother's Day
weekend. Probably the best band parade that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not only the history, but all of the marching bands and just how far these bands travel from around the country. And
absolutely.
This year we have the New York Jets drumline, from what I understand.
Giants. Yep.
New York Giants. I was told wrong.
The G line.
Yes, the G line drum line. Yep. Easy for me to say. All the way from New York, coming out in May, right down here at Band Day. So if you haven't seen that, it is probably the highlight of the summer. I guess it's not summer technically.
Yeah, I consider myself a bit of like a parade enthusiast. There's not many parades that I miss, but when I moved here, this is by far the best parade that I've ever been to.
You love it.
I do.
So then after you get that behind you in May, what are the other 2 events you guys
And we have Chokecherry Festival in August. That'll be August 8th and 9th this year. And then we always end the year with a bang at Spring Lake Park for the Holiday Lights.
Oh yeah.
Month-long event. Full of lights, millions
full
of lights.
Lights and the magic and Christmas.
Santa and his reindeer, and there's usually unicorns and the Grinch. He comes out and blesses us with his presents a few nights. Sure. Yeah, we have activities and cookie decorating and crafts the kids can take home. Lighted photo stations, so take your family out, bundle up, get some cute little photos.
Yeah, and it seems like every year it evolves and you guys add more to it and it gets
bigger
bigger and bigger.
Every year.
It seems like every time that I go there, I'm like, wow, I just want to be a kid again or have young kids again. I was able to raise 4 of those, but we have sent a lot of our clients there that are new to the area, and they said just something about the magic and seeing the kids, and it's one of those few events you can do when it's cold out, right, in the winter, and so just a really good opportunity to come out and see the lights and see the community. And thanks so much for you guys. It takes a lot of work to put that on, and a lot of volunteers and a lot of organizations. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah, that magical life-size elf does not move himself, unfortunately.
I bet. So explain a little bit about what you guys have, the vision for how Williston's going to grow out. I mean, obviously we have a new school coming in. We're going to have some development there and some new single-family houses and everything else coming in. Where do you see Williston going, and what does the future look like right now?
Well, I mean, selfishly, I would love to have an event center, because with an event center, you can bring in larger conferences.
Sure.
You can get more people to town, let them experience everything that we have to offer. Because we're kind of like that first date. You got to get in, got to give you a good impression, see what it's like here, with the hopes that, more people are going to want to relocate.
Absolutely.
Boost the economy.
Yeah. And as far as that goes, it's a tight market right now. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Apartments, again, are full. Waiting list. People can't find houses. We have less than 40 total properties on the market now.
It's wild.
Single family, and everybody's fighting over that.
Yep.
The game of musical chairs is unfortunately real. So be patient, right? We need builders here, though.
Yes.
Right? If we really want to grow out this community,
Yes.
like we should, we need builders. So if you're a builder, a subcontractor, anybody that's handy, we need your services desperately.
Williston is the place to be.
Be here. Everybody thinks that the boom is over and that things, are long behind us and that everything's in our rearview mirror. But we are getting such phenomenal growth here. And most notably, the Drill Baby Drill has got a little national and world attention for Williston and Western North Dakota. But really what it is all the other projects not related to oil, right? Like the Saralon project and some of the data centers that are coming in and some of the other opportunities outside of oil that are gonna grow, bring high paying jobs that are diverse jobs that are gonna help smooth out the volatility that we've seen previously in the oil field. So for those of you that haven't really given Williston a chance or maybe haven't heard of it, Williston is the place to be. Safe, as you mentioned, good jobs, really good opportunities for growth and building your life and building your family and
at a premium wage.
At a premium wage and a good quality of life.
Yep.
We're used to other areas like Western Montana. The same exact house here is going to go for $2,000 more in rent or price. Right? And the affordability gap between what somebody makes and can afford and what houses are going for is usually about $400,000. Here, most people that are living on an average wage can afford the average price of a house, even though that's ridiculous to everybody that's here.
Yeah.
Right? Because we remember how cheap everything was a few years ago when things slowed down. What would you say to somebody that's considering buying and making this their permanent home and putting down roots in Williston?
Just do it. You can sit here and convince yourself that you're not going to stick around and just pay rent to somebody else. But why do that when you can get your own home and make an investment?
Sure.
Because odds are, like most of the people I know in town, you're gonna move here on a 2-year plan, and a decade later, you can either still be paying somebody else's rent, or you could have your own equity in your own home.
Yeah, it's so true. Let's talk about some of the other things that you and your family like to do, right?
Yes.
So what do the kids like to do? I've seen those kids, they've got a lot of energy.
Yeah. Run
me through a life of a kid in Williston.
So we're big outdoor people when the weather allows, which, let's be honest, this winter, just recently, actually last month, it was brutally cold temperatures and we had a scheduled photo shoot for the CBB. Right. Because I said, if you take a glance at our website, it looks like June through August is all that happens in Williston. And it's no news to anybody that it can get really cold in North Dakota. So I was like, let's lean into it. Let's show people what they can do when it's really cold outside.
Great.
We went ice skating on the lake, rented some fat tire bikes out of Lewis and Clark State Park. Of course, we went ice fishing, hit up the curling club, did all the fun things outside. We also went sledding, and it was snowing, as the snow was coming down as we were hitting the sledding hill, and I thought surely they were going to wrap up in 10 minutes as soon as we were done with photos, and they kept us out there for about 2 hours.
Wow.
And it was so darn cold, but the kids don't care. Right. And it was a breath of fresh air to see wow, it is what you make it. You can sit inside and complain about how cold it is, or you can get out and do the darn thing. And
just send it.
Nobody was mad about spending the afternoon sledding. But yeah, so we're outdoors people. We just love to be outside, hitting up all the parks in town. We're also large campers. We love to go out to the lake. If we're not camping, we'll just drive the short 15 miles it takes to get out to the big lake. One of our favorite spots is Little Egypt. So you got that white soft sand.
Yeah, it's so nice.
We're fishers, paddle fishers as well. Coming from Montana, we grew up doing that, and that's also another one of the CBB ventures. So we help do North Star Caviar. So come May 1st, paddlefish season will open up. People will come in town to snag a fish. And then we help process the caviar and then sell it on the market.
I've seen it. It's so amazing to watch too.
It's
really neat. Pulling out prehistoric fish that are
over
sometimes
100
pound fish that are over 100 years old, some of those?
Easily. The state records held here in Williston for 131 pounds.
131 pound paddlefish. They make really cool mounts, by the way. I don't know if you've seen those as well. Basically, you beetle the skeleton, and it kind of looks like this really cool jellyfish. It's pretty neat as well. But it's also a fun thing to do outside. Now take us inside. Obviously, we have the Williston Ark.
Yes.
That's everybody's favorite that's here. Tell us a little bit about that and what it's like bringing your kids there.
Well, naturally, I don't make it past the water park.
Okay.
With the lazy river, the indoor playground, the 2 water slides. But of course, then there's the playground, there's tennis courts, there's a golf simulator. You've got your batting cages, your basketball courts, a walking track, literally just about anything you could think to do inside, recreation-wise, the Ark's got it.
Golf simulators and racquetball courts, and they have an indoor collegiate track where they hold collegiate events for track, which is pretty cool. $60-70 million is the stats that I heard on that, but either way, one of those places you can go almost any time. Really good for the community, and it never feels like it's overcrowded, which is different than any other gym that I've ever been because it's so big. Yeah,
and then this winter we spent a lot of time at the Raymond Center. My kids decided they wanted to sign up for Learn to Skate.
Nice.
That's also put on by Parks and Rec, so we went every Saturday and went to the ice rink. It was at the Raymond Center. And happy to say that after 6 weeks, he can now walk on the ice without falling. Yeah. First day was a little dicey, and he came back and was like, "Mom, you didn't tell me the ice was slippery." I guess I forgot that part.
I love it. Are they going to play hockey, do you think?
I think we got a hockey guy this next fall.
That's so fun. Hockey. That's such a neat sport here.
Yeah.
We always played basketball when I was, because that was my favorite sport, but something about hockey is so neat. Just one of those rough and tough, and it just really captures the essence of Williston and the people that are here. Right? We're hardcore. We can deal with the cold and the elements, and most everybody here is tough and tumble, tough and rumble, I guess. At the same time, though, they're the nicest people you've ever seen, and North Dakota nice is a real thing.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. Talk about one of the other things that you and I have had a really good time over the last few years is your involvement in the community builders and the Festival of Trees specifically. And you've been involved in that as long as I can remember. And we've teamed up on some really neat things, and you guys give so much back to the community. In the 3 years that we've sponsored trees, in the first year it was all about raising money for the pool. Right? You got that. Tell everybody a little bit about that project and what that looks like and your guys' involvement in that.
So right before I joined Community Builders, they just had this wild plan that we wanted to build a water park. It was one of the things that all locals missed, was that community pool in the summertime. Sure, our summers might not be as long as other places in the country, but when you get that warm weather, you spend every minute outside.
Absolutely.
So we decided to take on that project. This, don't quote me on it, but I think when we started it was around 8 million projected, and we're a band of about 12 Mary volunteers, unpaid, just out of the goodness of our heart. We just love to give back. And we've held Festival of Trees primarily. We did golf tournaments. Our incredible donors in town, could not make it happen without the amazing donors that we've had. And now 3 years later, and we are looking to open this July.
Wow. Yeah. What was the total cost of that project?
Roughly, it's over 16 million.
16 million.
Yeah.
Plan for 8, raise 16.
Yeah, I mean, everybody felt those COVID prices and the inflation and building materials go up, and the cost, just all of it. So we just kept on keeping on, and so the outdoor pool, it also was supposed to be in phases, and we were blessed with a generous donation to where she was able to make it happen all at once.
Right.
So there'll be a 0 entry pool for the littles, and it has these cool steam water tables in the entryway. There's a lazy river. Then there's a full-length pool for the older kiddos. We were able to get a Ninja Cross mount that goes across the top. Wow. It's on electronics, so you can lower it based on your skill level. So those kids that are really athletic can go ahead and bump it way up, and they'll be completely out of the water.
Cool.
Yeah, for the parents there watching their kiddos, there's even sun decks, what they call it, where your lounge chairs will be in about a couple inches of water. Nice. So you can stay cool, watch the kids, and then 2 water slides.
I love it.
Oh yeah, it's right off the highway. Everybody can...
Perfect location, center of town. Great. Every time I drive by, it seems like, wow, look at how much work they've already done. They're cranking on it as well. But again, your ability to dive into a community that you knew nobody, right? Now you're giving back, and it's all about helping other people and growing a stable community. That is the vibe and the essence of Williston and what it is.
We were actually just joking. We were just joking about it at our last board meeting because they were like, "Yeah, for the most part, everybody in this group just came from another friend." And I was like, "Not me." Like, I literally just found out when they were meeting, and I showed up one day and kept going.
Here I am.
And now they're all some of my closest friends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really hang out with many people outside that group.
Sure. I love it. And then the second year we were involved, it was education, right? You guys raised several $100,000 for the education and to give back. Tell us a little bit about that, and then run into the community builders this year as well. I think it's really important to hear how great that was. Yeah, so 2 years ago then we established an education fund. It was separate from any other funds that the teachers could receive. They just applied to a committee that we had, and they could just tell us what they were going to use the funds for, what the dollar amount was, and I wish I had a number, but I would say 30 plus projects at least. Everything ranging from STEAM fair at elementary school to flexible seating to instruments, the robotics club, everything. The teachers submitted. We had a committee review them, and that involved stakeholders from the community as well. Some people involved in education, as well as some of our community builders. And then once they had a plan figured out, we just gave money to the teachers. So fun.
Yep. So great.
And impacted, all the money stayed here.
Yep.
And it really is the leverage of magnifying that in the right hands of the teachers that typically are begging for extra dollars and buying their own supplies and doing their own things.
Yes.
That's just the type of community that we live in. And then this last year, the 10th anniversary of the Community Builders was my favorite.
I feel like it was
everybody's favorite. How much money did we all raise together that night? It was $400,000 net.
Oh, yeah, it was over $450,000.
$450,000 net in one night.
Yes.
And that went to like 30 different charities, right?
It was 26 trees. Each donor got to choose their own nonprofit.
Right.
With the only exception being it had to be local here in Williston, and they had to be active.
Yep.
And it was really on the donors. Yep. Like, who do you want to support?
Yep. And that really got people to open up their checkbooks as well. And again, that is the type of community that we're in. So, in summary here, if you're looking to find out about Williston, if you want to know more about what's going on in the community, these guys have the best community website that I've seen out there. How do they find you, and what could they expect when they go to your website?
So they can either go to visitwilliston.com. Okay. Our handle on Instagram is also Visit Williston, and our name on Facebook is also Visit Williston.
Great. So
Visit Williston.
Visit Williston, Visit Williston, Visit Williston.
Yes.
Easy for us to say. But yeah, go check out their calendar of events, all of the guides they have, really good photos that really will show you what it's like living here.
You can find hotels to stay at, how you're going to get to and from the airport, which restaurants you're going to eat at. Like, that's another incredible thing in town. We live in the Midwest, and we can have Thai, Asian, any sort of authentic taco you could ever dream of. I'm trying to think what else we got.
There's a lot of ethnic diversity.
Yeah,
in
it's incredible.
Food lots of Mexican food, and we love to eat, of course. And so you'll not run out of places to eat with good quality, authentic cuisine.
Yes.
In addition to that, you guys have a really neat visitor center here with a gift shop. I'm seeing lots of stuff around here. We'll also add that to the video as well about made in North Dakota type stuff. So where are you located? How do people find you, and what would they expect to come in?
So we're here at the Williston Visitor Center. Our address is 212 34th Street West. We're right off Highway 2, so right as you're coming through town. We have seasonal hours, so you just check the website based on when you're coming through town for those. We have, like Erik said, we have maps. We have our visitor guide that our office actually puts together for everyone each year. We have North Dakota graphic tees, soups, jerkies. We have a ton of Chokecherry products because that's our North Dakota state fruit. If you're looking for your typical souvenirs, we have keychains, mugs, coffee cups, magnets, the works. It's also like a fan fare for locals. Anytime they're looking for a gift they gotta send to their family out of state. We have a cute little selfie station that rotates themes every few months, so as people are coming through, they can snap a picture and save it for the memories.
So fun.
So fun. In the summertime, outside we have a little picnic area set up, so if people want to stretch their legs. There's some neat wood carvings outside to see. One is of Skakalea, who came through with Lewis Park, and there's also a wood carving of the native fish species.
Fun. A little of everything for anything that you're looking to do. Bring the family, bring the kids. If you're just coming through, make sure to check this out. And as always, if you're looking to spotlight your community event, if you're looking to reach out in the community and get the word about what you have coming on out, we would love to collaborate with you at Proven Realty, Broker by EXP, just to get the word out about exactly what it is out there. So give us a call on one of the numbers below. Otherwise, come check this place out. Taylor is awesome. Thanks so much for your time. I've been begging you to do this for a long time and finally got a partner with
Thank
her.
you.
Yes.
Always pushing me out of my comfort zone.
Yes, it's great. So make sure to come down and see Taylor. Thanks again for visiting this website and checking out our videos, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone.